So you do daytime discos, basically?
We did one at Halloween, and it was like from 3 till 9 or something like that. Imagine going to a party and then you can watch Match of the Day.
It's amazing.
Or like we did one, and then I went out for dinner afterwards.
Oh, mate, it's the dream.
It's incredible.
It's the dream.
There's loads of like garage brunches and shit, you know. Like,
you used to have a thing when I was a kid. I never was allowed to go to it, but it was called the Unders in Glasgow, and it would be all the proper nightclubs like Archaeos and the Arches and all that kind of stuff, and it would be under 16s, basically under 15s and under 16s. Yeah. So it would be school kids in there, all sneaking drinks in and stuff like that, partying from 12 p.m. till 4 p.m. People getting stabbed and all that kind of stuff. But you'd hear these stories.
It's nice for that to happen in the afternoon, isn't it?
Love to get stabbed in the afternoon. If you're going to get stabbed, make sure it's before tea time.
But I love it. It's wicked, man. It's really good. And the one thing I was worried about was that's because sometimes I do matinee stand-up gigs. Mm-hmm. And then you worry that in the afternoon people aren't going to be up for it.
I was up for it,
but the truth is, if you can get the room dark enough, people are sort of all right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've had a bit of a drink during the day, which always gets you a bit different.
Yeah, it's actually totally fine. I reckon 3 till 4 is a bit sticky. You know, people are sort of, I've just had lunch.
Yeah, they're starting to get that, like, I think I need a nap. I'd love a lie down right now. And a Mars bar.
And then they start to go, hold on a minute. This is all right. And by 9 o'clock, it's absolutely smashing it.
It's the Romesh Ranganathan Show.
Oh, shut up, Romesh.
My guest today is an actor and now director whose career has spanned everything from British TV and indie films to major Hollywood blockbusters. He first broke through in Band of Brothers and Shameless before going on to star in films like The Last King of Scotland, The Chronicles of Narnia and Atonement. He's been both superhero and supervillain, appearing in the Marvel Universe, and gave an unforgettable performance, that was too loud, as a man with 23 personalities in Split. I thought I was busy. After more than 30 years on screen, he's now stepping behind the camera to direct his first feature, He's now stepping behind the camera to direct his first feature, California Schemin'. It's the amazing James McAvoy!
Yeah, thank you.
How are you doing, man?
Can I ask, was the
okay, show him. It was scripted.
Yeah, and I thought I was busy. It was scripted. I was wondering if maybe you were like, oh, that was a good bit of riffing there.
No, do you know, can I tell you? I'll be honest with you. What happened was, it was in the script. I felt confident about it until you were sat opposite me, and then I thought that it's so egg, right? And then what I do when I think something's egg is I deliberately, like, so often if I do something shit, I'll go just to sort of undercut it.
I mean, if you'd have done it like proper cool, like, and I thought I was busy.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been.
The problem is then
people take you like.
Yeah.
They'll
and
think,
actually, look, the truth is, I'd love to do that. But the problem is, as you know, people don't know when you're joking or not. No. So you have to really signpost it.
You do. You did.
And
it well.
I thought I was busy. You know, that is so I don't get shit online.
It was funny. It was
Thanks, man. Now, thank you so much for coming to the podcast. Bonafide star.
Thank you. Well,
legend of the game. And you're joining us in this back office. So appreciate it.
Here we are. No, this is nice. I like it.
Do you like it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, we sort of. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to say anything.
This is very of the moment.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. It feels like this will be something they'll use in a documentary about when podcasts first went to video.
The year that podcast died.
Yeah. We knew it was creatively bereft.
I had to do a bit of stand-up in the TV show that I'm not directing, that I'm acting in at the moment.
There's the Frankie Boyle thing, right?
Yeah, there's a whole like bit when I'm on drugs and I find myself on stage at a kind of open mic night, and I made a joke. I think I made a joke about man buns and podcasts. It was something along the lines, I'm meant to be dying, so I'm not delivering it very well on the show, but I said something about the thing of like, confidence is a thing you need to be worried about. As soon as a guy starts saying things like he's got life all figured out, you know he's just bought a podcast mic and he's got a man bun. Which I have right now.
That is it. But you know what? There is something about, because I realise that trope, but there is something about having a stand in front of you that makes you go, before you know it, you're going, and that's the thing with masculinity. You know, you just can't. You just find yourself doing it. And I always think I would never become that guy. Then occasionally I'll say it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But listen, that's what being a man is in 26.
Anyway, we are all trying to be Jordan Peterson, aren't we?
Now we've got
Is
your.
he, by the way, is he a goodie or a baddie? I'm not quite sure.
Okay, well, this
I just
is-
see little flashes of him and I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered finding out.
This is a great point.
Is he a goodie or a
it's a
baddie?
great point of contention, actually, because to some people, to a lot of people, he's definitely a baddie.
Right.
And then there's some, I don't want to stereotype, but some generalise, but some men
Right.
who think actually he's got something decent to say.
Got you.
So what will happen is on this podcast, we might say something like, that sounds like the sort of shit Jordan Peterson would say.
Right.
And then we'll get a comment like, well, what I'd love you to do is actually specify what it is specifically you've got a problem with. Because actually what I think you'll find is he's talking a lot of sense. That's where we're at with him. And actually, weirdly, we're kind of like that with Andrew Tate as well. I know. Sometimes, if you would think it's a safe. That's a safe guy to diss. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And for the record, I think he's a right, but people are just like really like I can't. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Do you know what I mean?
There's something, regardless of the things that he eschews and his opinions and all that kind of stuff, the seriousness and the anger with which he delivers everything. It's just like, oh man, it must be really hard being you. It must be difficult.
It's that combination of like, he talks about smoking cigars and like being by the pool and all these women and having a sports car. And despite all of that, he doesn't look like any fun to hang out with at all.
I know.
You just think that would be the most intense, horrible evening you could ever have. You know what I mean? Enjoy your whiskey, man, like a fucking man.
Oh man, intense people, they're hard. It's hard being around intense people.
Really hard.
When they like, you just sat down and you go, hi guys, how's it going? Oh, boom, you're in. I'm going to tell you about my life. I'm going to tell you about everything. I'm not saying that's what he does. He might not.
No.
But you just go like, oh man, just strap in. This is going to be a long night, and it's generally a fucking actor.
Yeah. And it's also, that unbroken eye contact thing I find really is tricky, man.
People that shake your hand too long.
Yeah, it's hard. But then sometimes you shake hands with somebody and you know that they've read something about shaking hands. You know that you can
So
feel
the triangle firm?
Yeah, that sort of you got that NLP, that sort of asserting power or confidence or whatever in your handshake.
Do you ever get the one where somebody intentionally tries to get you too soon?
Yeah.
And crush your fingers like that? And you can't do that all the time. And if you repeat meet and you repeat shake and they do it again, you go, you're doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
I had a plumber that did that.
A plumber?
Yeah.
Weird move from a plumber. Now we've got your present. Now I don't know.
I'm like, give me it.
Well, let's see what you think. I
know what this is.
don't want to give it any.
It's
kind
either
of-
pickled onion Monster Munch or pickled onion Walkers, right?
It's pickled onion Monster Munch.
Yeah.
And also,
Oh, hello.
it's a Rapper's Delight hip hop themed cookbook. Now, in fairness, we are going to talk about your film, but I don't know how into hip hop you are. But there's Tiramisu Elliot, I think there's in
Public Enemies of Soup. MC Hams and Eggs.
there. Oh God, that doesn't sort.
It's pretty good. Grandmaster Flash Fried Steak. It's pretty good. This is pretty good. Queen La Beefa.
Now, Queen Latifah sounds disgusting.
Bust a key lime pie.
Yeah.
Tiramisu Elliot. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
LL Cool Souffle. That's pretty good. Moose Deef. Moose Def, sorry. Deef is how we say it in Scotland. Moose Def. Oh man, the Sugar Hill meringue. Oh, it's good. Am I right? Meringue.
Having said all that, I suspect that you've had all the fun with that book that you're gonna.
Yeah, it's done now.
Because you're not gonna make.
I meant to catch it. I meant to catch it.
You're not gonna make a Moose Def, are you?
I might do.
You're not gonna make a. You're not gonna make a Queen Latifah. If you have people. You can't tell people that's what you've made.
I would 100% tell people that's what I'd made. But also a Queen
By the way, feel free
feel
free to eat the Monster Munch straight away.
Do you want some? I'm munching my monster.
How much Monster Munch are you eating generally?
I've got a 24 pack of Monster Munch knockoffs from Lidl. Is it Lidl or Aldi? Aldi in the house at the moment.
You got knockoff?
Yeah,
You're doing
they,
all right though,
like
aren't
they do their own version. Yeah, I know, but you love a bargain.
Yeah.
And Aldi have done that anyway. So the pickled onion doesn't cut it, but their beefy munch does.
And what are the shapes like?
They're like the claws. They're like wee monster claw.
Yeah. Okay. Are they monster claws? Have you heard this? Have you heard this debate about this? Sorry, sorry to get too hard hitting. But if you hold that up, the actual snack, the other way round. Let me. Can I take this? I won't give it back to you to eat.
No.
I think it's supposed to be that is a full monster.
All right.
Yes, that is what they say.
Yeah, it's not like a claw. Apparently, that is the Don.
Mm-hmm.
What was the kind of journey for you getting into acting? Because you've talked a little bit about your Scottishness, and we talk about the fact that there are barriers to entry to certain people from certain backgrounds. Were you always going to be an actor? Was that always the plan?
I'd never done anything. I'd never done any youth theatre, or there was no drama school or drama class or anything like that in my school. My teacher's next door neighbour, my English teacher's next door neighbour, was a famous actor, stroke director, stroke philanthropist, stroke all-round amazing producer and director. He had played Lady Macbeth at the Citizens, in the heyday of the Citizens in the 70s, and we were reading Macbeth when I was like 15 in class. So he came in, talked to us about Macbeth, and I'd recognised him. He'd been like baddies in Vertical Limit, I think, with like Chris O'Donnell, and he'd been in movies with Schwarzenegger. I'd seen him in movies, and I was like, that's amazing. And so I was like asking him lots of questions. He was taking a bit of stick from the class. And at the end I said, listen, if you're making another film, if you're directing anything else, can I come and make your tea or make your coffee or whatever?
Did you say that straight off the bat?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good man.
And he said, yeah, totally. Because we had to do work experience at like banks or whatever your dad worked or whatever. And I thought this would be more interesting. Anyway, about 6 months later, he's making a film. He phones the school. He says, that wee guy, does he want to come down? So I went down to the production office, and he gave me the script. He went, read that. And I went, all right. And I read it as quickly as I could. I'm quite a slow reader, and it took me quite a while. I came back. He went, can you make yourself cry? And I was like, what? I don't know. He went, go home, read it all again, learn these scenes. Kevin Savage was the role. And see if you can cry. Yeah. And then the next day I came back, did it for him, cried a bit. And then
how difficult was that to do, to make yourself
I don't
cry?
really remember, to be honest with you, but I do remember doing the thing of standing in front of the mirror. And the mirror was quite high. It was a Celtic mirror that I had that had all the trophies that we've won and all that kind of stuff. So I'm literally looking at my cultural victories as I practice my acting. Aye, it was a Champions League, yeah. That's the first club to win it. And like try to practice in front of the mirror. I haven't done zero acting in my entire life. I've been involved in a pretty cool music department in my school, and that was about it. And went in, gave it a go. I can't really remember the audition too much, but I remember before we left the room, we went, right, we've got the guy that's going to play Kevin.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I walked out of that room, and walking down the corridor in dreadlocks was Andy Serkis, who I recognised from a kids' TV show called Streetwise.
Yeah.
Where he played, I think, a saxophone playing, crime fighting, mountain bike courier delivery guy.
I've seen that so much.
I know, it's so like that
it's
again.
So hack.
And it was on like BBC or ITV or something like that, and I loved that show. And I was like, oh my God, it's the guy for Streetwise. And David Heyman, our director, was like, he's the real deal in terms of accent, because he had to play a Glaswegian pimp. And so I got the job, and like 5 seconds later, I'm sitting down at a table, and he's recording my voice and like doing lines that he has to say and how I would say it as a Glaswegian and stuff.
So sort of vampire in your accent.
Yeah, no, really, he owes me a lot.
And then what happened after that? So because to be honest with you, that sounds like, I mean, that went pretty smoothly, didn't it?
It did. I don't think I'm particularly good in that film. It's called The Near Room. It's a film about child prostitution and pornography in Glasgow. Adrian Dunbar was in it. Julie Graham was in it. David O'Hara. Really amazing cast. And then I was just farting about for a little while. There was a girl in that film called Alana Brady who I fancied, and she told me that she went to a youth theatre. So I went, I'm going to that youth theatre. And I followed her to the youth theatre, which was in Paisley. It was called Paisley Youth Theatre Pace. And that was really good. There was a person there. I really didn't do much after that. I got a part in a bill through that youth theatre, did that, rocked up on an extras open audition kind of casting call, thinking, I've done one film, it's Glasgow Crew, maybe somebody will recognise me, and if there's any wee parts, I might get a wee part. That's exactly what happened.
That is insane.
I know. There was a couple of the crew from the first film, The Near Room, a year and a bit later, who remembered me and went, James, what, you here for like extra roles? And I was like, yeah. And he went, listen, there's a wee part in it. And I was like, It's literally what I thought might happen. All right, brilliant. You don't see me, I'm a silhouette in the movie, but I'm also on the poster for the movie that was like in Cannes and all that. Like, what? I'm a guy in World War One who was too young to sign up, gets shell shock, and then they stick him up on a post and let the Germans shoot him as punishment. And Johnny Lee Miller is all messed up from the memory of it. And that happened, and then it was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't have an agent, don't have anything like that. And there was a woman at Paisley Youth Theatre called Claire O'Hara, to whom I owe a lot, who really helped me work on some speeches. And if she hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have got any drama school.
So did you? I mean, you'll be terrible for like if they got you in to talk to school kids about how to get into it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you just try and you get it.
Yeah, but what you'd have to do is just turn up somewhere, just ask if you can do tea, and they'll give you a part in the film. And then later on, just turn up somewhere else and hope that someone will recognise you, and they will. And then they'll put you in that, and then it sort of goes from there.
I got really lucky. It's not like we make that much stuff in Scotland, and I managed to get lucky and get attached.
But then, even then, when you was just stuck, because obviously, you know, you're sort of the way you describe it is you kind of fell into it. You thought, oh, that looks interesting. That looks interesting. Then, but even then, were you thinking, I've got an ambition of, because often when people say they want to be an actor, what they mean is they want to be a really famous actor.
Sometimes,
yeah. And was that your thinking, or was it?
No, not at all. I mean, honestly, it was like I was an actor before I really realised that I wanted to be one.
Yeah.
And then I enjoyed it, and also like it paid me. It didn't pay a lot of money, but for me, I mean, it paid a lot of money. And I was like, this is an interesting thing to do. It's interesting people. It's creative. And I'd started to learn that I was creative through this music department that I was in at my high school. It was run by two incredible teachers, Craig Smith and Anne-Marie Darcy, and they sort of really helped open me up and helped me realise I could be something. It was okay to maybe not just be like a typical like wee guy in the street.
Yeah.
I'm fucking going to do you in mind. Do you know what I mean? And my heart was never in it, but that was what it felt like I was doing. And they let me feel like it was okay to be artistic and creative. And then I found this whole bunch of people that are like a wandering circus or like a kind of weird sort of artistic army that get together for a few months.
Yeah.
And like stoat about Glasgow and like pretend and put cameras on things and then drink loads and have a great party. And I didn't do any of that because I was too young. But I remember my first day as an actor. I've got this tiny wee Winnebago and I'm getting changed in that, and somebody comes in to microphone me and stuff, and I'm like, what is going on here? And it's not even that far away from my home drum chapel, the council estate I grew up on. It's Mary Hill, and we're in a sort of fairly rough part of Mary Hill, and I come out of the trailer and this AD is walking me to set, and somebody, a wee guy who's like 8 years old, just leans out his window and goes, "You an actor?" And I was like, aye. And he goes, "No, you're a whip, it's hard on." And I was like, leveler. Absolute leveler. That was before I'd even done a take as an actor in my life.
Yeah, that's horrible, isn't it?
No, of course, I kind of appreciate it.
And is it true you trained as a pastry chef to get through drama school?
I did 4 year on and off, mainly on as a trainee confectioner.
And have you still got the skills?
Well, I did win Celebrity Stand Up to Cancer Bake Off.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, it's much lauded, much talked about.
Yeah, Jesus, yeah. It's. I mean, that's the main thing we'll chat about.
Obviously. I mean, I talk about it a lot.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Who were you up against in that? I mean, I know, but just for the benefits.
Dame Kelly Holmes, who is competitive.
Yeah.
And I think she was genuinely annoyed that she lost.
Yeah.
And it was very close. She was very, very, very good. David Baddiel, who...
David Baddiel's sort of shit at everything, isn't he?
Yeah. He was like, I don't care if I'm good at baking. I'm here to make an arse of myself. Almost the worse I am, the better it is. But to a man, the four of us that were there were all quite stressed on the second one. And we're like, why do we care so much? And David Baddiel was like, I feel like I'm on the verge of tears and I don't even care. I know it's good if it's bad. I know it's better if this is shit. And it's like, I'm like really stressing here. David Boyle and Anne-Marie the singer.
Right. Okay. Well, Anne-Marie, was she competitive?
I don't know. I think she felt the pressure, but she was really chill. She was cool.
But were they pissed off because you've got background then, haven't they? I mean, that must have annoyed them slightly.
I do. I've got previous.
You're a ringer, basically.
And I did fess up. I said it on camera that because they were lauding my scones.
Yeah.
And as you would, and I did say, look, I used to make a lot of these in the bakery, and I know a lot of the hacks and all that kind of stuff. And they were like, oh, you're in the bakery? And I was like, yeah, I was a trainee confectioner. And they were like, oh my God, and Paul loved that. And they edited that out. They just cut it out completely. I know.
Well, congratulations anyway.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Now, accents, is that something you've always been good at?
It had to be, I guess. There's just not much. Not a lot gets made in Scotland. And so, yeah, had to be. I remember when I came down, I was auditioning, or we did a big showcase at the end of our 3 years at drama school down in London at the Criterion Theatre, and you had 3 minutes. You had a minute and a half of a speech, and you had a minute and a half within a 3-minute scene with somebody else, a duologue. You had 3 minutes to get an agent at the end of 3 years. I know. Maybe it's 6 minutes. Maybe you had 3 minutes and 6 minutes. I'm not quite sure. Shared with somebody else. But you had minutes to get yourself an agent. And anyway, I was lucky. I got offers. I went and met all these agents, and they were all like, I'm going to put you up for this next thing that's coming in. Like, I've not even signed with you yet. But they're like, so here's the script for James Bond. And you're like, oh, shut up. and then you see the next one, and they're like, listen, I've got this script. It's just come in. I think you'd be perfect for it. I'm going to put you in with the casting director tomorrow. So here's the script for Superman. And you're like, shut up. And bearing in mind, I looked at 21, I looked like a 14-year-old sort of, like, you call it plague victim or something like that.
Yeah.
With like see-through skin. I was so white, and I was like, what is going on? And then I went to see the person who finally became my agent, Ruth Young, who is still my agent to this day, and she's incredible. And she happens to be from up the road in Edinburgh. And I said to her, like, so you going to put me up for anything, or like what kind of things do you see me doing? She's like, I'm not going to put you up for anything. I went, all right, why not? She went, because I'm not your agent yet. You got to sign with me first. And I was like, she's the one for me. I like to be spanked. But she was, she was like, I was like, what do you if I do something, what do you see me doing? She's like, probably play Scottish kids for a little while, and then we'll see if we can diversify from there, And that's just not the way it happened at all. I was professional Englishman for like the first 5 years of my career, and American and Irish before I even got to play Scottish.
Did she tell you that you're going to have to pick up accents, or did it just come up on an audition?
I knew I could do it anyway. I knew I had that string at my bow, and I made a virtue of that in my final showcase at college as well. I led with that.
Can you learn to be good at accents? Because I went for I've done a couple of auditions, and I've never tried to do an American accent. And people kept saying to me, if you want to do, I mean, I'm not an actor. I've accidentally got acting jobs, but I occasionally get asked to do like audition for something, and then they go, can you do an American accent? And I can't. I went to an audition for The Martian. As just brown guy at a computer screen sort of. And I said, do you want me to do it in American or my own accent? I said, why don't you try American? I hadn't prepared American, so I had to freestyle it in the moment.
Yeah.
And
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely shouldn't be in that sector.
That was pretty good, man. I think you've got a future as an American.
Anyway, she started corpsing while she was doing the tape, so it went badly. But
I've done.
But do you think anyone could? You've got an aptitude for it, haven't you?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, audiences can be the judge of that. Some of them might be like, "How's he fuck?" But I don't know what it is. I think I've watched a lot of stuff as a kid. Everybody watches a lot of stuff as a kid. Most of what you hear as a kid in Scotland is English or American.
Yeah.
Or American even more than English. And so you're getting a lot of that noise in your ear. I don't know what it is. Maybe for me personally, whenever I have to learn an accent and you have to sort of do the phonetics and do the theory behind it and all that, I think it robs you of something genuine in your voice, which stops you communicating as a real person. And you can do the technique perfectly, but really I don't care. I would rather watch somebody do a 80% decent accent.
Yeah.
Even if it's Scottish, I'd rather watch them do it and it not be perfect, but it was connected and true and
they
real,
and
their voice still felt like their voice, and it wasn't like they suddenly are somebody else or something. You know what I mean? And it's like, that to me is really important. So I basically try not to like have to learn an accent. I just try to find myself doing it.
Because that's what I was going to ask you. Because acting in and of itself is, conveying the emotion is really difficult. And I don't know how hard you find it. But then if you to add another layer of distance between you and what you're trying to convey, like by doing an accent, like when you're
you see, I just got excited here. I'm like, we're about to talk about acting. Let's go, man.
But when you're doing a different accent, delivering a different accent, are you able to get to a point where you're not thinking about that? You're not thinking about the accent. You're just purely emoting. Basically.
And the downside of that is you might not be thinking about it so much that some of the vowel sounds slip or something like that. But I think that the connection to the story is more important. And what you just said about acting is so difficult when you're conveying the emotion and stuff like that. I think that the more and more I do it, the less and less I have to convey, because you're just going like, we're not here to convey emotion. We're here to tell stories. And if the story is being told right now with me doing absolutely nothing, I won't do anything. But if me doing nothing and the story's not being told, what do I need to do to tell the story? And then you start to kind of just see it in terms of stories. And if you're good enough at just like being in the moment, that story is literally happening to you at that moment. You're not having to play anything.
So you're not thinking, I should be looking like this. It's just happening. At
its best, when it's really good, you're just like, you're doing some sort of amazing piece of, like, what are those like things, those experiences where you pay and you're in the middle of it and there's actors all around you, it's all happening to you and you need to solve it. You're basically just doing a really high class version of that. Yeah. And if you can just forget that you're pretending, and then it's just happening to you, and then you start to find that you're not trying to emote or try to show emotion, or the stuff just comes. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's when it's really good. And then sometimes when it's not all coming together, and you go like, they just need to see him crying right now. You can make yourself cry when you need to. Do you know what I mean? And you're conscious that you're like, I'm making myself do it right now.
But then I think, like, because I've just finished doing a play, and doing that every night, it starts to become. You can do it without really being there. You're sort of, and then trying to convince yourself that you're hearing these words for the first time. It's so hard, man. I can't. I mean, are you able to do that?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I love being on stage, and I've been lucky to do some good stuff. I have done earlier in my career, done stuff that just wasn't very good and wasn't working, and that's like brutal. But but being on stage, you can just lose yourself in the story.
Man.
And it really just feels like the story's happening to you, man.
Yeah. No, but I respect that, because I to even get to that point, every night I would have to like really, really, really work hard on that. Sometimes I just couldn't do it. But then I guess, that's the difference between a world-class actor and some mug that's giving it a go. Do you know what I mean?
What I find though more recently is that the more and more I approach it like this, is that it is clearly happening to me. Yeah. As James, as myself. There is no kind of character. And maybe I dress it up with a funny walk and like an accent and all that kind of stuff and a haircut. But it is just me. And that might be a limiting factor sometimes. But in terms of like watching somebody live a story, it's much easier when it's you. And really, there is just you. You can't really become another person.
No.
So it's like, even if you really think you've gone there, it's still just you. It's just you thinking you've gone there. So ultimately, it is just you. Just embrace that.
Do you are you quite like what's the no?
Just story. It's story. Yeah. It's just like, and I think that's why like, it can be as electric watching a good storyteller in the pub as it is watching an Oscar-winning performance or a like Olivier-winning stage performance or whatever. Like somebody, the skill of storytelling, I think, is transferable. And it's watching somebody do what you do, doing comedy, doing stand-up as well. It's the art of like, I know it's about getting a gag as well, but it is often about telling a story, explaining an idea and a through line with a beginning, middle and an end that may or may not be surprising and have a twist or whatever. And that's sort of, I feel like that's all transferable skills, which is why I guess you found yourself as an actor as well.
Yes, but based on what you've just said about what you do every night versus me, I suspect I've just discovered I was fairly substandard. Now, But listen, it's been reviewed, the run's closed. It had Sheridan Smith, so they got a good actor.
You guys were up in Glasgow when I was there.
Yeah. We did.
Sheridan showed up at the at our premiere. We closed the Glasgow Film Festival.
Yeah,
I know,
she said
really
she was
nice to see her.
Yeah. Now, we talked about you being able to... You can cry on command still, Kane. I'm not going to ask you to do it, don't worry.
I wouldn't do it. Let me just pretty much
get that out of the way. We're not going to ask you to do that. But is it also true that you can vomit on command?
I have, not on command, but I have been able
on request.
To sort of, when the moment comes, be ready to give it full chunder. And I think I've done it in 3 films. I think it's only made it into 1.
Oh, that's quite annoying.
Yeah, I know.
So 2 didn't make the edit?
Yeah, no, they were just like, no, that's all right. We don't really need that. Thank you for going there, James. We didn't need you to. Nobody asked you to. Wasn't in the script. The director actually maybe advised you not to, but you did film it. Thanks for that. It's not in the film. Yeah. But Filth that I did with John Baird, Irving Welsh's amazing novel that John adapted so brilliantly. There was a bit where I had to puke in that, and I was like, I feel wretched most of the time on this job, so I feel quite primed.
Do you have to fuel up?
Yeah. I drank a lot of water, and I think I might have ate Monster Munch just before it as well. And it was the only day that Ruth, my agent, came to visit set, and I remember I was in the car and I'm like necking, I think I did a line of Coke, and then I drank like a double shot of vodka or something.
Sounds like my tour prep.
I know, right? This is my warm up before going on stage. And
no wonder the story's happening to you every night.
No. And then I opened the door and I go, and it all came out again. And I went, cut, shut the gate, because I think we were making that on film still. And I looked up to my left, and my agent Ruth is just like going, "What's up, boy?" Yeah.
What? But Ruth, having that same agent throughout the whole thing, obviously is a friend now as well as an agent. But does it feel like you've had that journey together then, I guess? 'Cause
yeah,
she's
absolutely.
been with you right from before you were doing anything. Right?
I mean, I've been lucky. I've had Ruth and Teresa, my agent in America, also came on really early. Maybe only a few years after Ruth. But yeah, having that relationship, and not every actor gets afforded that same luxury or I don't know, that doesn't happen all the time. I've been really lucky. And she's been an amazing sort of, a bit of a parental figure for me.
Has that been like a good way, an aid in navigating your way through? Because I'm sure you've had it like as you get more high profile and as you get, I don't want to say famous, but you get more respected and established and all of that. You then get people that come into your lives and pay you attention because of what you are rather than who you are.
Yeah,
Just having somebody people that are with you from the very beginning help you kind of navigate those waters a bit more effectively.
Yeah, and I think also that is definitely the true fact of it. But true facts, that's a true fact there, boy. And but also her just personally as well is very grounded and not quite as grounding and brutal as the wee boy calling me a whip it's hard on as I walked to do my first take as an actor ever at the age of 16. But at times she's been, I wouldn't say brutal, but she's been unflinchingly honest with me.
Yeah, but that's useful, isn't it?
Yeah,
hard
absolutely.
to hear, but useful.
Yeah,
I remember like when I was trying to make it, started to try to get paid work as a stand-up. And I did my first paid weekend, and my dad came. My dad's no longer with us, but when he came to watch, and at the end of it, I thought I'd had a great gig, and he said, "You were nowhere near as funny as the last guy."
Is he from Wales?
He is Italian.
Oh, got it.
Right? It's Ranganathan. I can't even fucking do that. Anyway, the point is, he was like, "You are nowhere near as funny as the last guy. If you want to do this for a living, first start aiming at him and then try and get better."
But do you know what?
I know.
I mean,
don't get me wrong. After the first night of the weekend, I went home gutted.
Oh, man.
But you do need to hear that rather than you smashed it or whatever.
Yeah, no, and I do. There are people in my life that I love dearly, but I know they're so sort of they want to support me so much.
Yeah.
But you need to hear the hard facts sometimes as well.
And
We're like, no, it was good. It was good. Do you want to be better?
Yeah,
Work harder.
yeah.
Romesh Ranganathan!
Romesh Ranganathan is back on tour.
Yes, he is, my brother.
Romesh Ranganathan will change your life. On sale now.
I'm so happy.
You're still allowed to joke, aren't you? Now, obviously, you've been in multiple X-Men films.
Yeah, 5.
5.
Technically,
Yeah.
4 really, but 5 as well.
What was that like, sort of stepping into that world? And did you have any kind of? Oh, by the way, you're excellent. But
Thanks.
did you have any trepidation or hesitation about stepping into that? It's a different arena, I guess, right?
Yeah, it was an interesting time. There wasn't a lot of superhero movies kicking about. Spider-Man for Sony and all that had been around with Tobey Maguire. Anyway, so it felt like we were not like one of the kind of 500 superhero movies that year. It felt like, oh, we're kind of going for this again. Okay. I was a big fan of the X-Men movies. I was a big fan of the X-Men cartoon as a kid. I was a big fan of Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek and of Patrick playing Professor X. So all kind of felt like this could be good. I didn't really fancy playing Professor X as Patrick had to play him, because I was like, Patrick's done it.
Yeah.
But when I got the script, it was Jane Goldman's script. It was slightly revisionist. It was like showing him being being a bit more of a walloper, basically. Yeah. And sort of not wise and a bit selfish and a bit self-centered and a bit up himself and thinking he's a bit this and a bit that. I thought, this is good. I can definitely work with that. Plus, I hadn't worked for about 8 months because my kid had just been born and I took time off. We both did. And we weren't skint. We didn't have much in the bank and we didn't have any debt, but I was like, I need to work, but I don't want to go away. And it was filming at Pinewood, which is 40 minutes from my front door. And so there was only I think 50 pages of the script at the time available to read, and it was all right, but I could tell it had good bones. And my agent was like, what do you think? And I was like, it's genius, I'm doing it. I didn't even tell her that it was only half a script. And we started prepping it and started camera testing and chemistry testing with other actors and all that kind of stuff, and went straight in it. But I really enjoyed it, really loved it. I think Matthew Vaughn did a really good job of giving it a different vibe for that first one. It was quite quirky and it was a bit kitsch and it was a bit more 60s vibe. And then we reverted. We went back to what it was in the early 2000s with Bryan Singer's version of it for the next movie, but it was still really good. And I actually got, for that second film, Days of Future Past, I got a proper acting workout in a big old superhero movie. So I loved it. Great people. The whole like ensemble cast thing, you know, that could go really wrong if you don't get a bunch of people that get on, but like some beautiful people, and getting to spend basically 10 years with those people, where every other summer we'd go to like X-Men camp and like hang about, and because nobody's the one lead, everybody shares it, the responsibility, the weight, the expectation and the workload. So you've all got a couple of days off here and a couple of days off there, and you get to hang out and party and all that. It was lovely.
But you are still getting like reactionary, I mean, doing comic films, it puts you into a different, you know, the level of reaction from fans and stuff like that is pretty, you know, a 30-second teaser can lead to an online riot, can't it? Do you know what I mean? So did that play on your mind, or did that have any effect on your experience of doing it at all?
I mean, I was 30 by the time that I started doing it, so I felt quite secure in myself as a performer, and I also by that point had taken some knocks and been, you know, received bad reviews and been in stuff that was all right. And weirdly, being in something that's all right is kind of just as bad as being in something that's rotten. And that had happened, and I'm still here and I can still do it, and I was prepared for that. But also as well, I just don't look at the DMs, I don't look at the messages, I don't look at the comments. I will look at the reviews sometimes.
Why do you look at reviews?
Because I'm an idiot, I think.
No, but I mean, is there a constructive reason to look at reviews, do you think?
No.
Right. You genuinely don't think that?
No, I don't think so. Not for an actor anyway. I don't think it helps. For the same reason, I don't necessarily think, and you know, the Tom Cruises of this world, who I totally respect, by the way, might disagree with me, and he might not. I just suspect he might. Can we send this to Tom, please?
We actually just we send all of these to Tom. Even if
did he fast forward through the whole thing? He's like, no, great work, guys. Great. That was a really bad Tom Cruise impression. I can't do Tom Cruise. I don't have a Tom Cruise impression. I don't have one.
It's weird to not have one but still go for one, though, which is sort of what you did there.
This is the daring that allows me to do what I do.
He's just such a fearless performer.
So just willing to fail. And what was I talking about? Some shite. Oh yeah, for the same reason I don't think it's particularly useful or good to look at your own playback or look at the monitor when you've seen a take or something like that, and the director's moving on and you want to see your playback. I don't think it's particularly helpful because you start to play your own notes.
Yeah.
And the thing that somebody else, you might see something in you that you're like, oh, I look terrible there, I shouldn't turn that way, or like, I don't know, maybe that was the thing that everybody else around you is going like, oh my God, that broke my heart.
Yeah.
And then what you end up doing is going like that instead. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's a weird thing looking at yourself. And anyway, reviews can kind of be a wee bit of that.
Yeah.
I've received incredible reviews that are the best in the world from I've received the best reviews in the world.
Right? That's one of the things that everyone says about you. Is you get the best reviews in the world.
Best reviews in the world. I've received some of the best reviews of my career, right? That I get what you mean, in my world, and I'm like delighted. And oh my God, this is incredible. And I cannot tell you one review that I had for X-Men that was good, and I can tell you the one review from X-Men that I remember that was bad.
Yeah,
and I had tons. We had tons. That film did so good.
Yeah.
The first one, what was it called? First Class.
Yeah,
did great. Scored great on all the things on all the websites. People saying incredible stuff about it. And only thing I can remember is that one bad review.
That's shit.
I know, and it nuts.
Yeah,
I know.
Was there anything in it particularly that stuck?
Whoa! God,
yeah,
I don't know if he's ready to.
No, I am.
Great.
And this is the weird thing as well. And it's not even about your acting. So this is why it's dangerous to read reviews. It isn't the work that upsets you. It's the sort of there's a cattiness that is inherently part of critiquing, where it's like they need to stand out or something like that. Anyway, and it got you because it was personal.
Yeah, and
it was like, it actually wasn't that bad a review of the film. It wasn't even that bad a review of my performance, but it described me as the chubby McAvoy, and that's all I remember of any review for X-Men.
It's so funny you say that, because when I first did Edinburgh, when I did the Edinburgh Festival for the first time,
the chubby McAvoy,
I got a 1-star review. Do you want another bag?
No.
Yeah. I remember getting I think I got a 1-star review, and at that time I was talking about, like, in that show I was talking about the difficulties having with parenthood. And I remember this quote. It said, Romesh Ranganathan is the only comedian in Edinburgh trying to emulate the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Children! What were you doing? What were you doing?
I was just talking.
I was just a bit going. I mean, to be fair,
I did it
were
for
you black tights.
I did it for 15 minutes, but there was other stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't just the lollipop stuff. I came on in the van. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, children!
Yeah, I'm trying to emulate. I think you find I nailed it. But that was 2013.
Oh man,
do you know what I mean?
The other one that I've got a bit bad reviews is I did a play when I was oh god, it was bad. I was about 16 or 17, right? And I did this play called The Reel of the Hanged Man with a really amazing theatre company run by Muriel Romanis up in Scotland called Stellar Quines. A quine, it was an old Gaelic or Scottish dialect word for women, and so stellar women. And it was this play about Scottish people who'd left Scotland and gone to Canada.
Yeah.
And a lot of Scottish and Irish people get put up into like the north of the country and given farmland. But the north of the country is also frozen tundra for 9 months of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it was Abitibi, that was the name of the place. And so there was all these communities, and apparently, according to this play, a lot of incest and a lot of just like kind of backwoodsy sort of family behaviour. It was written in Quebecois. And for those of you who don't know, it's like French Canadian. And then we'd taken this play, retranslated it back over into Old Scots. And I was playing a character who, when I was about 16 or 17, who I think in a play that was written maybe more latterly would have been researched and maybe only written by somebody who had personal experience of it, but somebody who had some sort of issue. It was in some sort of learning issue or some sort of neurodivergent issue in some way, right? It would be a very specific thing that you knew what it was and was explored, I think, well today. Whenever this was written in like the 50s or something like that, it was just like, oh, he's a wee bit of a funny boy, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? And it was so ultimately so bad. And listen, the director Muriel and maybe other people in the cast might have a different story on this. It was ultimately so bad that Muriel said to me during rehearsals, "Why don't you try playing a mute?" I was like, "What? Cut all my lines?" And she was like, "Just for this rehearsal, just to see what it's like to try and communicate without words." And it weirdly was like music to my ears, because I was like, "Oh, these lines feel so
right.
I don't know. It feels not like a well-written part." And so I played it mute for this one thing, and then I lobbied really hard to cut all these lines from the play, and we did. We cut all these lines from the play, and I got not mentioned in a single review. And that's fine. I was told I was getting away with it. It was fine. And then there was one review, and it was in the stage, and I actually used to get the stage delivered. Yeah. And it referenced my performance, but it got my name wrong. And it called me it said something nice about me and referenced me as George Drennan, who was one of the other actors in the play. I know. Nightmare.
Are you careful now about kind of going for sort of blockbustery type stuff like X-Men and independent stuff, or do you just do whatever you feel like doing?
Do whatever I feel like doing.
Really?
I want to be at home if I can. I want to work close to home if I can. But if the right thing comes in that's far away, I'll consider it. And yeah, I'm happy to do big ones, and I'll do big ones. I'll do you small ones. I'll do you medium ones. I mean, I'll do you anything, mate. But it's just if it's a good story. Yeah. And I love that realm. I love the big silly realm, and I love the tiny little realm as well. And it's weird. Sometimes you're on a big $200 million budget and you're like, there ain't enough time. We're up against the clock. We've got to get this before we have to wrap. And you're like, how is that the same vibe as a $2 million independent movie on the streets of Glasgow? It's nuts. There's never enough time, never enough money. So it always kind of feels the same to me anyway.
Do you care about like legacy or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
What, you mean like?
I know, like, you know, like sometimes, like
after death kind of thing.
No, well, no, like sometimes people think like, you know, when you get to, you've done so much, and you could, you know, I imagine you're picking and choosing what you want to do. How much are you thinking about when you come to retire or stop? Or I don't know if you plan to retire ever, but when you stop doing it, do you ever think about what your body of work will look like, or do you care about that?
No, not really. Right. I think I said this really young. When I was sort of being asked to sort of lobby and all that kind of stuff for movies, and I'd done it once with something that did end up getting Oscar nominations, and I was asked to do it again a couple of years later, and I was like, I don't want to do this. And people were talking to me about, like, you know, you got to play the game and all that, and I was like, I don't know, maybe you do, but I was like, if everybody could strategize their way to the top, then everybody would be at the top.
Yeah.
And I was like, you've got to enjoy the journey as well. You've got to feel true to yourself, and that's important. Oh, I'm going to segue in a minute. Get ready, guys. It's going to be a fucking...
We can give you a jingle if you want, just to take you through the gear change.
If you could just go, no just as I go into the segue.
We got it. Well, so you're on that.
It's really important, I think, for everybody in their lives to be true to themselves, to be authentic and try and keep in contact at least with your integrity. But for an artist, I think it's really, really, really important. And for a performer, I think it's really important, which is kind of what the film California Scheming is all about.
Speaking of which, we've got a question from my mum, haven't we? So my mum always submits a question, and because you've mentioned California Scheming, I don't know what this question is. Mm-hmm. They just told me it was something to do. Let's have a... She doesn't normally clear her throat before doing the recording.
Hi, James. How are you?
Good.
Romesh's mum here. Congratulations. I heard you are directing a film. I don't think Romesh could do that.
Great.
He's not a good communicator. How did you find from acting to directing? I'd love to know. Wish you all the best.
Aww.
From the bottom of my heart. Bye-bye.
Bye. What's your mum's name?
Shanthi.
Shanthi.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shanthi.
Yeah. Thank you, Shanthi.
Well, listen, your son's been a pretty good communicator today. I've got to say.
Thank you.
And I think with the way he lands some of his punchlines, the way he lands his punchlines, man, like that's good communication. Anyway, Shanthi, how did I find acting to directing?
Yeah.
Stressful, man. Like, yeah. I mean, acting at times is about relaxation and about being so relaxed you can just, pretend you're in the story like we talked about and all that. And then directing's about like there's 30 plates about to fall and you can only catch some of them, but you need to make sure you catch the ones that don't bring the film down as well.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And then it's like you fix that, and then there's a storm coming. Right, the storm's coming, and you're in the middle of this maelstrom, and you're having to go. Oh, there's a good bit. There's a good bit.
Yeah.
There's a good bit, and you're getting soaked. And there's a cow flying about, and there's a wicked witch, and it's just mental.
Yeah.
Really satisfying, really exciting, not necessarily enjoyable, but so fulfilling.
So let's talk about California Schemin. So this is this film is right up my street.
All right.
So this is about the there's a documentary, The Great Hip Hop Hoax, about these guys. So it's Syllable and Brains, who are these Scottish hip hop duo who kind of the accent is a stumbling block to them achieving success, and so they decide to sort of sound like kind of West Coast. When I say West Coast, they're not sort of gangster rappers. They're kind of and they decide, and they start to basically generate a career from this kind of false identity.
One of the things that sometimes they get labelled with is like they were fake rappers, and I think some people then make the link to like Milli Vanilli or something.
Yeah.
Like these guys could do it. They were
and
brilliant.
They're really good, right?
Yeah, and they got laughed out the room whenever they rapped in their own Scottish accents down here in front of label execs and stuff like that. So they took the note, they went, well, for what you want as American, we'll give you the exact same tracks, the exact same music, but with American accents. But they went a step further and they basically started method acting as skater boys from like California. And 24/7, even when they were on their own. And it worked, and they got a record deal from one of the labels that actually laughed them out of the room previously, with the same tracks. So the only difference is we're no longer from Dundee, we're now American. And they worked with that label for about 2.5 years. They supported Eminem, D12, they went on MTV tons of times. They cut 6 albums without ever releasing a single one. They ran up quite a bill at that label. And then they ultimately never even got caught. They did get caught, but the reason they got caught is because the strain on the pair of them living this lie.
Karmic pressure.
And I don't know if you know any method actors, but it usually seems like quite a traumatic experience for the actor, as well as everybody fucking around them as well. When you're around a method actor... I do like some method actors. Some. And I think the stress of doing that, and what we were talking about earlier, sacrificing your identity, your authenticity, your integrity. By the way, all things that are not only important for a human being to kind of look themselves in the mirror at the end of the day, but all things that are the lifeblood of hip hop.
Yeah.
Like if you aren't true to the streets that made you, you ain't hip hop. You ain't part of that culture anymore. And they were, in their own Dundonian, Arbrothian way. They were true to the streets that made them and true to that culture because of that. And they were told, nah, you can't, you're not allowed. And so they went, fine, let's eject the DNA of the culture and do what we need to do to get there. And do you know what? Like, sacrifice whatever you want to get what you want in life. You just need to know that at some point you're going to have to look yourself in the mirror and there'll be a price to pay. And you might not have enough money in your pocket to pay it. And these guys, it felt like they didn't. Yeah,
I mean, it's an amazing story. How did you get involved in directing it?
Lucky bastard, actor of some success over the last 30 years, says to these agents like, I think I'd like to direct some stuff, and they go like, we'll rustle up some scripts. It was like, I'm very aware that not a lot of first-time directors have it that nicely, or that easy. But what was interesting was that everything that was coming at me, having played 4 or 5 whole Scottish people in my entire career, everything that was coming at me was sort of working class poverty porn set in Scotland. And I was like, oh, right, okay, this is kind of weird. I want to make movies that are exciting, fun, interesting and dynamic and adventurous and and movies rather than just like gritty drama film.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I love gritty drama films, don't get me wrong. I do think all parts of society need to have some gritty drama films about them. But it's not like we're making a film about Scotland. Oh, great. Here's your 5 options that are all gritty drama. And I don't know why I go gritty drama, but I do gritty drama. We might get a gritty BAFTA. Ooh, we'll play some festivals, we'll get a gritty BAFTA. And I didn't want to do that, and I do genuinely love some of those films, but I wanted to make a movie, and you know, my favourite films are like Back to the Future, The Goonies, Stand By Me's, things like that. You know, I wanted to make something that felt more narratively compelling and driving. Anyway, this story came about, and it was all of that, and it was also underpinned by like a kind of social injustice and a kind of in real world sort of stakes and outcomes as well, where somebody nearly pays the ultimate price in it as well. So I thought, let's get everything. And then about 8 weeks out, because it's a bit of friendship, the stakes of the friendship, and that was the thing that excited me. So I'm working on the script for a couple of years, the stakes of the friendship, the love story with Mary, and we're creating this whole new character who's an exec at the label, and she gets sucked in, and like we're all interested about that. And about 8 weeks before we start shooting, we're going to prep, what we call prep, and we've finally got premises, and we've got collaborators, and I've got like heads of department and like camera crews coming in, and like, wow, this is getting real. And I remember this one day just going like, this is a music film. This is a film about music as well. And I was like, this is a musical? I was like, oh man. Oh, wait a minute. And luckily I caught myself just in time. I mean, I always knew it was, but I don't think I'd really, truly sort of grasped the kind of prep that I would need to put into that as well. Because I was all about the characters really, and getting the narrative arc of the relationship clear, and also making it tight, because I didn't want to make a 2-hour film. I wanted it to be, ideally I wanted it to be in 90 minutes, and it's about 100 now. But yeah, and it was interesting for me, because I was like, I'm really unprepared for this.
Yeah, but that's good. That's part of the reason you wanted to do it, right?
Yeah, totally.
Did you shit yourself at any point? I think you wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I did. And I used to get anxiety dreams, actors' anxiety dreams, where you're about to go on stage, and generally what happens in my anxiety dream is that I don't know, I think I'm going on stage to do some Chekhov or Uncle Vanya or something like that, and somebody comes and taps me on the shoulder and goes like, hey, we've changed the play. And I go, oh fuck, what are we doing? And they go, we're doing Pippin. And I'm like, the musical? And they're like, yeah. And then what happens is there's this big slide, and I'm standing at the top of the slide, dressed for Uncle Vanya, playing Astrov, I think. And there's a dead man's drop slide, you know, the ones that go vertical and then they level out. They used to be at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And I have to go flying down that, and I'm dressed as Astrov, and the music starts, and I have to sing, everyone has a season, everything has its time. And then I'm like, I don't know the rest of the fucking words. And then I wake up in a cold sweat.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I had that dream a lot, and then it started to transform as a director, and I was never right, and everybody knew better, and everybody, because this is the thing about directors, 9 times out of 10, even though I've been acting for 30 years, 9 times out of 10, a director is the least experienced person at their job on that set than anybody else, right? And quite often, if you're a young first-time director as well, you're the least experienced person, full stop. But I was the least experienced person at my job on that set, probably, when everybody else had done 50 gigs in their respective jobs. And you're like, why are they listening to me? And ultimately, you've got to go like, we're not. I'm not here for somebody's technical brilliance. Not really. You're here for something that's like direct communication between the artist and the audience, and that's from the writer to the audience, director to the audience, actor to the audience, musicians, everybody, DP to the audience. But the one person that can like make sure you're all pulling in the same direction and give literal direction is the director. And I'm pretty good at like being scared and feeling the fear and just going, nah, fuck it, it's cool. Why not me? Why not me? Why you? Why you? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If that guy can do it, why not me? So yeah, but I was terrified a few times, and also you really question like, is anybody going to like this? Yeah. And I was lucky enough to be able to make the film I wanted to make. So if people don't like it, I can't make any arguments.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? It's unfortunate. Because what would be quite good is to just line it with a little bit of the studio took it away from what your initial vision was. Just sort of insulate yourself a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
I know. But the thing is, though, you don't really get let off the hook with that. There's still a sort of general disdain for a director that let that happen.
Right, okay.
I think.
Yeah, well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
But two amazing lead performances in this. And it's
Amazing.
actually pretty, as acting jobs go, pretty challenging.
And also what a joy, though, as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing. And then, I mean, it has a little bit of a quality of... It not reminds me. There are certain moments where it felt a little bit. It's actually quite anxiety inducing, like because there's a number of moments. There's a number of moments in the film where they are like sink or swim. We either like really go and just do this, or we bottle it, you know. And one of them, you know, they take turns in convincing the other one to take the next step or whatever.
Yeah. That scene with, you know, where they go in like they front up to D12.
That. Oh God!
That was actually with Eminem as well, by the way, in real life. But we just thought, I made the decision like, if I can have some actors play D12.
Yeah.
If I've got an actor playing Eminem, it's just people are going to be like, that's not Eminem.
No.
He's just too still famous and all that. Anyway, that they did that. They did that for real. That is 100% what they did. We made up the lyric. We made up the dialogue because we don't know what they said, and they can't really remember what they said. But they absolutely did that.
That is one of the most kind of a butthole clenching moments of the film, I think.
Oh, brilliant, man.
Like,
I always wonder, because I think the dialogue in that bit is actually pretty funny.
It's really funny.
There's a whole bit about like kissing a donkey and
oh,
like,
you really kissed that donkey?
yeah, no. And I'm always like, why is that not getting a bigger laugh? And I think it is because the audience are kind of going like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah, because it's that, I don't know, you just think, it made me feel anxious.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's what we're hoping, man.
Yeah. And are you into hip hop at all? Like, is the music side of it something you're into? Or is it more the story that kind of drew you in?
Listen, what I've been noticed pushing this film is that everybody's talking to me about music, and I'm like, no, this is weird. I've likened it to the Scottish referendum on independence.
That's what I thought watching
is
this.
like the Scottish referendum for independence, right? Let me take you back to the Scottish referendum, right? Everybody was into music and everybody was voting yes, right? And then the day after we went, oh wow, not everybody likes music and not everybody voted yes. That's how I feel about music. It's like I like it when someone else is playing it. I will never choose to put music on.
You will never choose to put music on?
No, it's weird, isn't it? And I'm like, is there a kind of Scottish referendum silent majority kicking about that are the same as me?
I think you might be right.
Yeah,
I do think so.
Because people look at you like you got two heads when you say it. So does it make everybody go like, I can't reveal that I'm voting yes, or that I don't listen to music? I
think part of the issue is that the music is a bit of conversational lube, and also like when you
oh yes,
do you know what I mean?
I'm so glad you made me spit on camera.
Do you know what I mean? And then also, I think like as you get older, or you know, as your cultural touch point can often be music, and so it's often the way that you prove to people that you're still hip or with it. Or do you know what I mean? Or I mean, using those words definitely proves. I
just go for intense conversation.
Yeah, and just unbroken eye contact,
eyeballs at all time. Haven't blinked in 30 minutes, and you're sweating.
I'm into hip hop. My kids are really into hip hop. But they're really into they're into different hip hop to what I'm into.
Cloud trapping on it.
Yeah. And so then every now and again, you know, just because I've got a radio show, I'll listen to new shit, and then I'll say to them, "Oh man, that new Yachty's pretty good, isn't it?" And then my son will just go, "What are you doing, man?" It's like, you know, it's that thing of like thinking it's going to make you cooler, but what it actually does, it makes that artist less cool by referencing them to your kid. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God, yes.
You sort of go, I
don't even try with my kid. I'm just like, educate me, fill me in. Why is this good?
I'll say to my son, like, apparently Central C's about to drop a new thing, and you go, why do you care? What's it got to do with you?
I think we need to have a podcast just about your relationship with your son.
That music's not for you, bro.
Oh man, sounds brutal.
Oh yeah, it's brutal, but it's honest. You know, that's what you need. You need honest feedback. Now we've got a game for you.
Hit me.
This is called Misquoted. It's quite a controversial item. Okay. Just on the last episode of this, somebody said, "Do me a favour and drop Misquoted, fam." It's Misquoted. So, how it works is, I'm going to give you 5 quotes. Some of them you've said, some of them you haven't.
Oh, these are right, okay.
These are things that you have said or not. And some of them we've am I allowed to say this? Some of them we might have, I guess, Frankenstein a bit.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Okay. So here's your first one.
Right.
Good luck.
God.
By the way, there are no stakes.
Okay, great. Remember what this means? Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely fuck all. I don't know what it is about posh actors. I do know that I can do what I can do better than 90% of them.
I think I did say that.
You did say that?
I think I did say I did. I think I can tell you that I said it for a laugh.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, so you said it to the Times in 2016.
Yeah.
And it was just like you've just got a bit of an issue with barriers to entry for actors. Is that what it is, or were you just sort of taking the piss?
No, not necessarily. I think I'd gone through my whole serious point and made a big, huge thing about it not be. I think posh actors are great. I feel that they're entitled to be great. I think everybody should be entitled to be great.
And
not everybody is entitled. Entitlement isn't a bad thing. Just everybody should feel entitled to do what they want. But then for a cheap laugh, I just said that at the end.
Yeah, smart. I like it.
Yeah,
okay, well done.
Thank you very much.
You're 1 for 1. Here's your second one. I knew I had to make my guy filthier. Not cool filthy, but actually like he hasn't changed his knickers in 2 weeks.
I think I said that.
You just...
I don't remember saying it, but it just sounds like something I'd say.
Yeah,
was that on Filth?
That was 2016. It was. No, you're talking about Atomic Blonde.
Oh yeah, he was dirty. He was dirty. It's kind of guy you could smell before he came in. I remember being at a wedding, and a friend of mine was just there was people queuing up to have a bit. And we were like, what is it? What is it? I mean, good looking guy and all that, but what is it? What is it? There's other good looking guys that are single as well. What is it? What is it? And somebody went, we know what it is. And we're like, it just smells of sex.
Smells of sex?
Yeah. I know. And we were like, I'd never noticed. And he was like, that's because you don't have a vagina. So there you go.
God, I'd fucking love to smell of sex.
Do you know what I mean?
I'd love to smell of sex for just a day.
And see what happens.
Just to see what it feels like, man.
Smell of sex, be single for a day, smell of sex and go to a wedding.
Yeah, and there's no consequences or anything.
Yeah. It's all good.
You know, it's just like, everybody's cool with it and they've signed a thing and there's no sort of long-term repercussions.
There's no trauma.
Yeah, there's no sort of stuff.
And there's no STDs.
Yeah, and it's not about me regretting life choices and feeling like I've settled or anything like that. Okay. Here's your next one. Well done, you're 2 for 2.
Thank you.
I'm sick to the back teeth of playing Englishman.
Is that it?
That's the end of the quote.
I don't think I said that.
You didn't say it.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say it.
Oh, great.
We sort of venomed up. I've been a professional Englishman for almost 20 years, which you did say.
Yeah, I've done a lot of English people.
Yeah, but you're cool with that. You're cool with that, right?
Yeah, man. It's a great thing. I hope we all get to play English people.
Yeah.
No, but
in this room, you mean?
The great joy of acting is you get to imagine what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes. So getting to imagine what it's like to be someone from somewhere else is part of it.
It's difficult what rules there are, isn't it, about accents? Do you know what I mean?
I know.
You playing an Englishman, fine.
Me playing an Asian Englishman, not fine. No.
But I'd love you to play me. I'd love you to play me in something.
No, but what is there other accents of white people that I'm not allowed to do?
I don't think so. But
I don't know.
But then I was sort of thinking I can't. I'm not. I'm allowed to do some accents that you're not, but you're not allowed to do any accents that I'm not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But there are some accents that I'm not allowed to do.
I always think if somebody's doing just from my point of view. Which is the most important one.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. And can we just remember that? We put that on a caption. We just have it running as a scrolling thing underneath.
If anybody's doing my accent, I've got no problem with it until it becomes reductive. Until it's like your sweet Scottish thing, or it's always cabers and totty scones and tartan. It's sometimes,
then it pisses you off.
If somebody's doing my accent to illustrate a story about a Scottish, go for it, wherever you're from. But don't reduce the people. Celebrate the people.
I can't put my finger on why, but I know I'll be playing wizards in my 70s.
I think I did say that.
You said something like that.
Did I say something about my eyebrows?
Yes, you did.
So I'm letting my eyebrows grow at the moment just because I want to play Gandalf. I'm letting my eyebrows grow because I'm playing a Jakey, which is a Scottish word for a junkie, and I just thought he's not going to trim his eyebrows. But I do think that when I'm maybe in my 60s or something like that, these will be some serious caterpillars, and they might be my passport to playing Gandalf the Grey.
Do you ever trim them?
Yeah, I trim them quite a lot, but they
quite
really go...
they're difficult to trim eyebrows, I think. I don't want to get into this into too much detail. We've got more stuff to talk about, but
Okay.
I do find it difficult. You said they're going to be my fucking passport to playing Wizards in my 70s.
I definitely said that.
yeah. Okay, very well done.
Thank you very much.
You've got one more.
Okay, hit me.
Here I am caught up thinking about directing my first movie, and someone still remembers me as Mr. Tumnus. That just tickles me.
I don't think I said that.
You did say that.
I did?
To Sharp Magazine in 2024. You were discussing playing different characters and how they occupy a place in people's lives. You recounted how you're walking around with a music supervisor discussing the film and a woman shouted, "I loved you in Narnia!"
What, Mr. Tumnus? What, Tumnus? I remember that, actually, now I remember that. I was walking around Finsbury Park with Ian Cook, my amazing music supervisor and consultant and just extraordinaire guy. And yeah, that was, again, you're kind of like deep in conversation about the complexities of the music and and then you just get a level of like, all right, Tumnus! Hey!
Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? Oh, it's not horrible. It's lovely.
It is lovely.
It's lovely.
It is lovely. It's funny.
I mean, I remember like running the London, because I host the Weekest Link. I remember running the London Marathon, and people just shouting "Bank!"
You're good at it. Don't say something funny.
Okay, James, listen, you've been a fantastic guest. And before we get into our final question of the show, I do want to say, California Schemin', it's a great film.
Thank you, man.
It's
Cheers.
such a great story. I mean, it's right on the whole, the film is great. It's really well put together. The story's unbelievable. Those guys are great in the film. So it's a recommend from all of us.
Thank you
it's
very
a great
much.
movie. So
Cheers,
congratulations.
man. Thank you.
Now, this is the question. You can duck this. They get really annoyed. The team get really annoyed.
You can't duck it.
You can duck it. You can duck it.
No one's ducked it.
Loads of people have ducked it.
We've not let anyone duck it.
Okay, fine. All right, James, you can't duck this. No, so all it is the team, they're desperate to have like a viral moment, or for somebody that we've had that's done a lot of interviews to say something exclusive or something you've never said publicly before. Do you have anything at all?
Oh, God, I'm not even ducking it. I'm just like, do you know what it's like? This is the question. The problem with this question is it's the exact same as like any funny stories from set, and you go, yep, can't remember a fucking one now though.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I've written a prompt.
Okay,
go on then.
Let's hear the prompt. You and I are almost the same age.
46. I'll be 47 next month.
Okay, so I'm 48 today.
Congratulations.
Thanks. But you are aging a lot better than I am.
Don't know about that, man.
I think you look fucking great.
Thanks. I think you look pretty good.
I don't want to sound like, but you look great.
Do you know when your phone sort of unprompted takes it upon itself to show you pictures of yourself 6, 7, 8 years ago? And you're like, thank you, you fucking prick.
Yeah.
Thank you, iPhone. I fucking hate you. Do you know what I mean? Because you're just going like, whoa, I thought I was doing all right. And you're like, I've got more hair. I'm like, I'm not grey. I'm like, look at the elasticity. I look like I can fuck. I'm like, oh my God.
That's the guy that smells like sex.
That guy reeks of taint.
That's a great name that's a great name for a tour, Reeks of Taint. Yeah. Romesh Ranganathan, Reeks of Taint. How do you what's your attitude towards age? Are you worried about how you look as you get older?
Relatively not. I think just in a normal way, in the way that everybody does. As an actor, I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm not a bad looking guy. I don't think I get roles because of like, oh, he's good looking and all that. So kind of aging and stuff and going a bit baldy at the back and all that is kind of feels a bit like I'm allowed to.
Yeah, it's part of the thing. Mm-hmm. So you don't do anything to try and halt it? You're not thinking about getting your blephs done?
What's that?
Or tear trough?
No. Do you know those guys? I don't know. There's a lot of people just starting to look a bit weird.
Yeah.
And that is the thing. It's like you aren't looking younger. You're just looking weirder.
Catherine Ryan actually told me that I could. She didn't say I could do with it, but just to show me, she photoshopped me with my tear troughs all filled in. Like,
what did it do?
It looked pretty good, man.
Really? It's like, and I think do what you want to do. I'm not criticising anybody that does what they want to do. Absolutely do what you want to do. But as an actor, it's like, I don't want to mess with it.
Yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't want to mess with it too much. But no, I mean, I've got hair extensions in right now. That's to make me just look like I've got longer hair, not necessarily younger or better.
Can you tell us anything about this Frankie Boyle project that you're working on?
It is called Meantime. It is set just after the referendum in Glasgow. It's about a guy that wakes up finding out that his best friend has been killed, and the cops think it was him that did it. He's an absolute junkie, and he tries and solves the crime himself. Good. And then you realise that you start to kind of unpick some other mysteries as well as the murder about why he is the way he is as it goes forward. And it's like Frankie's view on Scotland, the world, and everything at the same time.
He's a deep guy.
Yeah, man.
He's like, the way his brain works is unbelievable. Right?
It is amazing. He is amazing. And I mean, genuinely, no matter what we end up turning in as this adaptation of something he's written, like genuinely kind of annoy the guy as well, and revere the guy a bit. Which there's a lot of pressure on it. But me and John Baird, who directed Filth, are doing this.
Yeah. Okay. This sounds great. Please give it up for James McAvoy, everybody. That was
Thank
great.
you guys. Thank you. That was lovely.
Great episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Romesh Ranganathan Show. I've been told that some of you are watching this, enjoying it, wallowing in it, but you still haven't subscribed. That's mad behaviour. You're going to miss episodes. Very silly. So follow and subscribe to the Romesh Ranganathan Show on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. We drop new episodes every Monday and Thursday. On Monday, I'm here with amazing guests talking about their career, what they're up to, having a laugh with them. And then on Thursdays, I'm joined by my mum, widely regarded as the audience's favourite Ranganathan. And we answer your questions, your stories, and your family dilemmas. So I'll see you on Thursday when I'm back here with my mum, Shanthi. Send your questions and stories to podcast@rangabee.com. Voice note or text on 07731 623 355. We genuinely love hearing from you, and there's a good chance you'll hear yourself on the show. See you next time.
Oh, shut up, Romesh.